get it put out on the Facebook page for people. So, so I wanted to kind of just touch base on where we're at as a club. We moved to this later time, but our attendance this is the most we've had in a meeting probably in a while. So, I don't know if it's that the time's not good or if we're not getting enough notification out of who the speakers are. We've had really great speakers this year. Thank you, Jared. They've been fascinating. In September, we had Nancy Kark, our district governor. Nancy Kark came and spoke to us, and we had a great talk with her. And then in October, Jeff Mount had a speaker come about Polio Plus. We had sorry, Jared, I don't have the gentleman's name from the Scouting Association.
Oh, that was Asa Gurdon. Yeah, head of the
Yes.
Scout Centers for Scout Association. Yeah.
Yep. So he came and talked about a program he had for to bring that young adult scout over to work in England for a year. So it was a really interesting program. And we're working on finalizing a date for Charles Dahlquist here in the next month or so. So
And also, Wayne Perry has now moved into my council, and there are several connections there. So I'm hoping that's one I'm keep your fingers crossed, because that would be awesome to have him, former national president, on the board of the Baden-Powell, Society, and Bronze Wolf guy knows what's going on. So keep your fingers crossed that one materializes too. So
cool. The other program that actually, one second, I'll come back to you, Houston, that I thought was really interesting was our December one. It was a couple of troops in Utah that focus on refugees. And I actually have told a couple of the stories that they've told to people. So it was a really interesting program. We are still working on getting all those recordings put up on YouTube for people, but we've had a couple challenges. So Houston, do you have a question?
No, actually, as I was flipping through my notes from the IR meeting, I forgot that they talked about the International Camp Staff Program. Now, since the International Department at BSA no longer exists, it is up to each council to develop their own program. The problem with the International Camp Staff Program, they can only come over on a J1 visa. And they suggested the sponsor that can help you do that. Now, I personally feel, because I've dealt with Rotary exchange students for quite a bit, and these scouts who come over on the J1 visa are going to have to jump through 5 hoops and then set up a meeting at the American embassy or consulate in their country. And to get that done before camp starts in June is going to be really hard. But if you keep your eyes and ears open and want to have an international camp staff in your council, think about doing it for the following summer, because to do it right now is going to be extremely hard. But again, I think this is something that we, as part of this Rotary Club, can spread the word about International Camp Staff Program.
I think that would be a
So
good,
yes,
good
I'll
thing.
write something up about that too.
Okay, perfect. That's good to know. So had good programs. We'll have to see if this time is, we've seen some faces we hadn't seen at the morning meetings, but a lot of our people that were coming to the morning meetings or the midday meetings have fallen off. So I know that 8 o'clock would be really hard for me at night, because it's like, oh yay, it's Sunday night, it's time to relax. Oh man, I totally forgot about Rotary. So I don't know if that's part of what's going on or what the issue is. So I'll have to do a little research into that. But let's see, on the money front, we have been able to start paying all of our bills. So yay! Thanks, Jeff, for getting us that access. And we've been able to start sending stuff out. I think we will still end up changing banks. But we're like, okay, we pay bills. Let's just sit for a minute and go from there. But I think that we'll probably look at changing banks here again soon. So, I have said I'd be willing to serve as the president again, starting in July. And then Pat says he'd like to be the president in July of 24, starting in July of 24. So that makes me president-elect, him president-elect nominee. If you have any concerns or comments, you're free to say them here or email them as well. I do need to start putting together the board for next year. So if you're interested in being on the board, let me know. So that we can figure out what is a good place to slot you in. Okay. The other thing we have talked about is we would really like to have a service project. And Pat's got a couple of ideas that he's put forward. I was hoping he'd be able to come tonight, but he had a meeting. So, Jeremy, any thoughts from you on the service project ideas?
Yeah, it's kind of dropped off. It's kind of dropped the ball on that. Sorry, y'all. I did see the emails that Pat sent out a while back. I think those are great ideas. I think if we discuss what I forgot what they are off the top of my head, but if we maybe discuss what he sent, maybe run with those, or maybe tweak them, or see what other people think. At least at the start at the board level, and see what they think, and then bring it to a club meeting. Go from there. But I'll also see, like Houston said, like that maybe for a November project, doing like maybe incorporating that light thing, for like a Christmas time or a holiday season project. But
International Peace Light.
yeah. So maybe do like a something that time of year, then we can maybe figure something else out for the other time of year. But I'll go back and look at what Pat sent, maybe tweak it and present it to you all and all that.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if I can find that email, but I'm not finding it right off.
I found it. There's some good stuff there. It's it's from Pat. It says proposal for club service projects, the title. So I just did a search for Pat and service project. It pulled it right up. So
Any of them light your fire, Jared?
Well, so maybe this was discussed in a meeting I wasn't able to attend, but is the purpose here to do similar projects in our own areas, or to maybe come up with something where we are spreading the word and trying to support a unified project taking place elsewhere? Is it?
We have not decided on what kind of model our service projects would take. So it could be either one.
Okay.
It would be wonderful if some of our International Fellowship of Scouting Rotarians could go to the National Jamboree if IFSR is having a booth.
Is do you know if anyone is going to
I
National
don't,
Jamboree?
I don't know. I can look it up on the IFSR website and see what they're saying, but they usually have a booth there. Now, things are a little different this year at the National Jamboree. It's going to be about half the size of what a normal National Jamboree is, because immediately following, or not 2 days before the end of the National Jamboree, the U.S. contingent leaves for Korea. That's how close they are together.
Yeah, they're pretty close.
I'm
Well,
on
I'm
staff
wondering-
for a week.
Say what?
I'm on staff for a week at the National
good.
Jamboree.
First week or second week?
First week, and I'm in a sub camp D3, Fielder
nice.
Scouts.
Very nice.
Oh, good.
So
There's one.
There's one. And I know Jesus is going as well as staff.
So I saw that. I was playing around with DAC-DB last week. I saw that he is no longer on the club roster.
Correct. We did lose a couple of members here off the list in December, and Jesus and Luke Kosh were removed from our rosters. So now they can always rejoin. Mike Massinger has rejoined our club and sent in his dues for the coming 6 months the other day. So they can always rejoin as well at some
And
point.
Jim, I'm feeling very underdressed looking at your official attire there.
Yes,
Now,
I'm in Orlando at the assembly, which kicks off tomorrow, but I've been here since the 28th of January. So all Rotary all the time right now.
You said the 28th of January. You've been there a whole year.
here,
Yeah,
wow.
totally. Yeah, I'm standing right now. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm in front of the Melbourne booth, which will be promoting the convention there right now. So yeah, so we kick off. Well, it's 2 meetings back to back. The first week is training leaders week. We bring in 60 Rotarians from around the world, and we prepare them to be facilitators. The second week is the International Assembly, where we bring in about 800 district governor elects and prepare them for their role that they take over in July. So yeah, and it's earlier than usual, so that's why we were here before New Year's, which is great for me because my parents are down here, but for others it's a bit of a, but that's more than you asked for.
Well, we're glad you were able to come join us.
Yeah, I was just sitting at my desk and I was like, oh man, Liza sent out a reminder. What time is it? And but I'm still working, unfortunately. But we have a pretty decent turnout tonight.
Yeah. Good group tonight. Jeremy's on too, but he's not on camera. Houston.
When do the billing go out for the new year?
So the dues go from July 1st through June 30th. So the new
Right.
bills will go out in May or June.
Okay.
So
all right.
one of the things that we need to do is get the board together and figure out how much the dues are going to be for next year. One of the things that has come up with the $200 level is is that really enough to cover our expenses? Because we've had a couple of expenses that we weren't expecting. And we're trying to figure out how to get rid of those expenses. And it's around the IP pay. They charge us a minimum of $25 a month. Every month, whether there's a charge or not, there's a $25 fee every month. So that was certainly not built into our budgeting. We believe that we can get that fee to go away. I've been trying to get a hold of IP Pay to figure it out, and they're not, we haven't connected yet. So if we can get that fee to go away, that would go a long ways to allowing us to be able to keep our dues where they were. So, but I think we need to look at it now that we have a couple of years of, here's what our expenses are, to say, is this the right fee level? So right now I'm going, I hope there's enough money to get us through the year. So we'll get there slowly but surely. So we had a lot of members that didn't pay dues, and we were keeping they were still on the roster. So then RI and the district charged us for them, and we never collected dues from them. So we've been clearing people off that had that situation. So we lost a lot before the July billing, and we dropped 2 more in December before the January billing. So
Lizel, how many people do you think we paid for that we shouldn't have paid for?
15
Yeah. Okay.
for a couple of cycles.
Oh, seriously?
Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, let me talk to some people here. Happen to have all the right people in the right
Yeah.
place. Can't promise anything, but.
Yeah. So fingers crossed, but
All fingers crossed, so.
we have been able to get those cleaned up. And so, we're in a much better spot than we were before, because the way Rotary works is they take your roster on January 1st and July 1st, and they bill you for whoever's a member on your roster on those dates. So we'll be getting another bill here shortly. So, but so got a couple minutes left. I think I'll stop with my stuff there. Anyone else have anything they want to discuss?
I have good news that happened the other day.
Okay.
I was here for a year and it was Thursday night, I got a text message from somebody in our troop that said, hey, you might get a FaceTime message in a few minutes. If you do, accept it. It was this woman I didn't know, but it was the ROA lodge banquet. And my son got called out for vigil. So that was cool. I was able to see it happen live, but wasn't there.
Jim,
Yeah.
I didn't get to do my see my vigil call out myself either. I was out in Cancun for mine, so don't feel bad.
Yeah. Oh, nice. So that was I'm happy, really happy for him. That's awesome.
That's exciting.
Congratulations to him, Jim.
Okay,
Okay,
guys.
so when is our
Jenny had some-
next meeting?
Okay, so there'll be a replay of this meeting on Thursday. It's always the Thursday after the Sunday meeting.
Yeah.
And then our next meeting will be on the fourth Sunday, which would be the 22nd. Is that what you have too, Jared?
Yes, when you said the 4th, I was like, what? Wait,
Jenny has something.
Honey, you got, Ginny, you got a question?
No, I just want to tell you what I've been up to.
Oh, okay.
Good.
I don't know if you're aware of it, but I am on the Mid-Atlantic RLI, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Curriculum Committee.
Oh, excellent.
And one of the things I'm trying to make sure it's in the curriculum is that as part of inclusion is that they're including virtual clubs and virtual participants in what they're doing.
Oh, cool.
Because I personally did not have the greatest experience because I found that they were doing things for in-person people that they were ignoring us not in person. Like not sending us certificates when we finished the 3rd class, not sending us pins when we finished the 3rd class, and just trying
there's
to,
certificates and pins through RLI, because I've done all mine.
yes.
Okay, yep, they're not including us.
And I didn't find out there's a certificate until I took one from, not from Mid-Atlantic, but from my own geographic area. I did number 2 through them, and it was not they were great. They sent me a certificate like right away. And then I did 3. I didn't get a final certificate. I didn't get a pin. I found out, oh, these things exist. So when the opportunity came for me to be on the committee, I figured, well, I might as well, because that's part of being inclusion. And there are more and more virtual clubs. And if people are willing to take the training virtually, they should be, they're offering it virtually. They should kind of make things equitable that way. And just also in everything they're doing, a lot of it's geographic, where are you based? And even if you look at like the Governor Award in our own district, you have to physically do something in the area. And it's like, wait a minute, how does that apply to a club that doesn't live in the area? It makes it difficult, and there has to be some inclusion or something to make it equitable to all. So they got a long way to go, but at least they're
Yeah.
starting. But for our RLI curriculum, it's starting to get in there.
Excellent. That's very exciting.
And they just had the board meeting Friday.
Did you get the pins and certificate in the end?
It took I got it last July. And I think I finished the year before that. But I'm still waiting for a membership pin from the club, so.
Well, yeah, and Pat's working on getting those purchased and sent out, so,
So that's just how life goes,
yeah.
But I think it's an international problem too, even from what I've heard from other things, just getting things sent out. Like presidents get stuck with stuff mailed to them that should have gone directly to somebody else, that should have gone to the recipient, because otherwise there's more mailings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So it's a learning cycle.
it is.
So
Oh, that's very exciting. Okay. Anything else before I close this? Nope. Okay. Ring the bell. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Lizel.
No
Bye.
problem. See you guys.
See you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Next time.
I should stop recording, huh?